Going live. Happy Friday. All right. See if I can do this here real quick. Yep. Let's share this stream real quick. Share Twitter. Happy Friday. General chat. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's close this. All right. Cool. Gonna close that. All right. Sweet. All right. So, happy Friday, everyone. I'm gonna be doing this quick stream here, working on these upgrades. We're continuing from yesterday, where we basically finished up setting up Dependabot to do upgrades for us and fixing flaky acceptance tests. So we're just going to kind of pick the first one from the bottom here for this morning. This one is Sidekick. 6.13 to 622. We have a change log. Reduce retry jitter, add jitter to yada yada. CSS improvements for buttons, tables. Design PR is always welcome. Yep. Rename internal API class. Update RTT. Yep, that's all good. Numerous people have hit forbidden errors and struggled with Sidekick's web UI session requirement. If you have code in your initializer for web sessions, it's quite possible it will need to be removed. All good. Let's check out this sucker. All right, that sounds good. Alright. Let me see if I could share this on the Facebook. All right. So, yeah, everything. I mean, getting back to this. This looks fine. Let's take a look at what it actually changes. Yeah, that's minor, or that's a patch. There's a minor from 4.25 to 4.4. Not too concerned about that. Yeah, this looks okay. All right, so I'm going to squash and merge that. Yeah. All right. Cool. So we got Sidekick in there. Rubocop Rails. Yeah, this is good. This is fine. I mean, if everything's passing, we're just going to merge that one in. It's a pretty safe bet. Sentry. Yeah, this is the patch. What was the patch? Let's see. Add makefile, fix version bumping, fix Sentry, Ravens, craft, config, update changelog, correct changelog links, find readme, correct type attributes, usages. Yep, that looks good. Let's look at the refine readme. Just curious what they did. It also looks better. Cool. Okay, so let's check it out. Let's look at the readme. Ah, okay. Nice, this looks good. I like this. Easy to read. Easy to understand. Alright, so let's change that. Let's depend the bot is rebasing this PR. So basically, yeah, anytime something gets merged into master, if there are conflicts, depend the bot's going to rebase them. And we don't really want to squash and merge stuff that's in progress, so we're going to leave that as is. Webpack dev server. All right, so this is a major one, right? Like 3.11.2 to 4.10. That's pretty big, if you ask me. That's okay, so here this is interesting. So we're hitting we're going from 3.11.2 to 4.10. Migration guide from V3 to V4 can be found here. Before updating, Webpack Dev Server V3 and Webpack Dev Server V4 automatically apply hot module replacement plugin when you set hot to true. So please check you don't have hot module replacement plugin in your plugins if you have hot true or hot only. All right, so we're going to have to double check that. That was loud. Let's turn that down a little bit. Yeah, it's cool. That's better. All right. Job role. Let's open up code here. All right. So the first thing is hot module replacement plugin. Let's see. In your plugins. I don't see anything here. Let's do Webpack or Webpack, Webpacker YAML. I'm gonna check something here real quick. I wanna see V3 and 2. Yep. Just looking at how you would configure this. Webpack config JS. Which brings in environment, which then brings in from actual Webpacker the environment. probably, if we do gem file, Webpacker, we got 5.2 here. Five, two, one. All right, so if we go to Webpacker, 5, 2, 1. It might be lib. Would it be in lib? Environment. Create environment. Which is here. All right, so here we go. So this is like the base. So if we look for hot, there it is. Dev server HMR. Dev server. So come back out. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so basically if we go back ways, we can see that this is the configuration. This is what fetch host hot HMR. Okay. So dev server. See, this is the problem with these kind of abstractions is like you can't really get to what you're trying to look for super easily, so you have to keep digging. So obviously there's some sort of dev server file somewhere. If we look for HMR, hot module replacement. Okay, so here's the dummy config webpacker YAML. HMR. There we go. So funny, right? Like if you go back to where we were trying to, what we were trying to see is like whether hot was set to true. And we ended up with basically going back to our project and saying HMR false. So there's a disconnect. Webpacker is calling it HMR when Webpack dev server is calling it hot. I mean, it is what it is, right? Can't really do much about that. So, anyways, we got false. So when we're doing this kind of upgrade, right, before updating, we want to double check these. So usually what I'll do is I'll, before updating, I'm going to check these here. Like, for me, this is kind of like a checklist. Verification checklist. So, did we do all these? Right? If you have, it says when you set hot to true, so please check you don't have hot module replacement plugin in your plugins. If you have hot, true. And currently we have that set to false. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark that as complete, and I'm just going to state here note copy relative path. defines hot as false for dev server. So this is good to go. Related. Webpacker translates hot to HMR. All right, cool. So that's good. All right, so next one. Webpack Dev Server v3 and Webpack Dev Server v4 automatically inject Webpack Hot Dev Server in your entry option when you set hot to true, which is not, except when you use inject hot for Webpack Dev Server v3. Please check you don't have Webpack Hot Dev Server in your entry option. All right. So this goes back to what I want to make sure here. If we go back a little bit. So here, this is interesting. So if dev server HMR, then we append the hot module replacement plugin, which is fine. That's cool. Should add a note here that that's a requirement. Entry. No, don't bookmark. Just fat fingered that. Entry. Automatically inject Webpack Hot Dev Server in your entry option when you set hot to true, except when you use inject hot. And I don't think we're doing any of that. Yep. Please check you don't have Webpack Hot Dev Server in your entry option. So okay, so this is Webpack. Okay, we need to look at Webpacker. Sorry. And all right, so let me check the Webpack. Nothing in here for entries. And then see, I wish I would just do, if I did that, what does that? No? Okay. Fine. Source entry path. Okay. So packs. Yeah, which would be packs, app JavaScript packs. Okay, and then this is to remind me what we're doing here. Please check you don't have in your entry option. Yeah, I do not. That's not what's happening. So okay, so that's good. We're good. Webpack Dev Server v3 and Webpack Dev Server v4 automatically inject Webpack Dev Server client index.js in your entry option, except when you use inject client for Webpack Dev Server v3. Please check you don't have Webpack Dev Server in your entry. Nope. I've already verified that. Okay, so those are all good. And then here's like breaking changes. So Node.js version 12.13 0 12.13 0. We're good. So we're just gonna looks like we're gonna have to walk through all this. So okay, minimum supported Webpack version is 4.3.7.0, but we so recommend using 5. So let's look at what version of Webpack we're using. So at Rails Webpacker, I think we could probably look at the lock file. Dependencies. Okay, so this uses 4.40.4.1. Minimum support is 4.3.7. Okay, cool. Minimum compatible Webpack CLI version is 4.7.0. Okay, so 4.7.0. Nope, that's in the gem file. Webpack CLI. It's like a node. Is that like a node pack? That's a pretty sure it's a node package, right? So then why am I looking at gem file? Okay. And this is Webpacker. Okay, so Webpacker brings that in. So 3.3.12. Haha, we got to upgrade to 4.7.0 first. All right, so that's kind of where we're at right now. Yeah. So, all right, so then the next piece is, so let's take that. These are breaking changes. So let's grab this. And we're going to go in and we're going to kind of verify how this stuff needs to change. We verified that it is using hot earlier, so that's good. But this one, the whoops. Let's turn that into a checkbox. This one's the one that we're going to need to check. And we might actually have a pull request for Webpack CLI. And we do not. All right, so that one's kind of up in the air. I'm going to add a to-do to this, or needs. We say needs work. All right, so we'll leave that at there for now because we definitely need to upgrade the Webpack CLI. Okay, so Sentry Raven, this is fine. This is for error reporting, error tracking in the app. Let's just look at what's happening. Okay, so Faraday was updated. Looks like they have a bunch of new smaller modules. That's fine. Ruby 2 keywords. Okay, that's cool. We're gonna merge this one in. All right, and yeah, so I think, yeah, we'll just kind of leave that as is for now. That's it for this morning's stream. I'm gonna take a break and get to work. So, yeah. All right. Thank you for anyone who joined. Really appreciate it. Hope this was super helpful. Yeah. And we'll just keep rocking on with this upgrade, slowly but surely. All right, everyone. Catch you all later. Have a good day.